James Dialto. Batting 7th from the Somer Cyclones, the center fielder, Donnie Castaldo. Batting 8th from the Somer Cyclones, the designated hitter, Mike Amaturo. Catching from the New Tigers, Leo Bravo. And the starting pitcher from the Rockland Cavaliers, Jake Menzo. And now for the rest of the National League team. From the New Dirtbags, pitcher Andrew Zigmond. Also from the Dirtbags, pitcher Johnny Beavis.
On the wrong side.
Sorry. From the Finest, pitcher Julio LaSalle. From the Cyclones, pitcher David Baum. From the Bears, pitcher Jared Brownlee. Also from the Bears, Trey Pizzatello. From the Cavs, pitcher Tyler Mitz. From the Tigers, pitcher Jess Siciliano. From the Tigers, pitcher Vinnie Martin. And also from the Tigers, pitcher Damian Myers. First baseman from the Tigers, Lou Gigante. From the Cavs, first baseman Ian Osterman. From the Finest, infielder Mike Gagliardi. From the Tigers, infielder Anthony Gigante. From the Cavs, infielder Justin Leon. From the Finest, infielder P.J. Ragone. From the Cyclones, outfielder Charlie Galasso. From the Bears, outfielder Drew Fopiano. From the Finest, outfielder Johnny Figueroa. From the Bears, Jackson Kushner. And also from the Bears, Mark Swerfager. Now for the American side.
National.
Led by 2014 Westchester Rock and Wood Bat League champion Harrison Patriots manager Adam Weiss. Batting first from the Peekskill Tides, the shortstop Stephen Hill. Batting second from the New York Thunderdogs, the second baseman Pat Farina. At first base from the Harrison Patriots, Chris Nardozzi. The designated hitter, also from the Patriots, Joe Vingo. From the New City Outlaws, the left fielder, Brandon Mann. Also from the Outlaws, the third baseman, Kenny Post. Catching from the Harrison Patriots, Kevin Madison. Also from the Patriots, the right fielder, Will Falco. The DH from the New City Outlaws, Wes Poppy. And the center fielder from the New Rochelle Dirtbags, Kyle DeVico. And from the Harrison Patriots, the starting pitcher is V.J. Collins. Now for the rest of the team. From the Dirtbags, pitcher Andrew Zigmond. Also from the Dirtbags, pitcher Johnny Beavis. From the Tides, pitcher Brandon Cohal. From the Thunderdogs, pitcher Cole Dreyfus. Also from the Thunderdogs, pitcher Ken Frawley. Also from the Thunderdogs, pitcher Tyler Allen. From the Outlaws, pitcher Dan Dimitrops. From the Outlaws, pitcher Anthony Morris. From the Patriots, pitcher Greg Carroll. From the Patriots, catcher Joe Lavecchio. From the Tides, first baseman Brandon Slattery. From the Patriots, second baseman Steve Figueroa. From the Dirtbags, shortstop Brett Paneros. From the Patriots, outfielder Nick Uvino. From the Thunderdogs, outfielder Will Smith. From the Dirtbags, outfielder Jake Meyerson. From the Patriots, outfielder Matt Casanelli. From the Thunderdogs, first baseman Max Hegedus. And from the Patriots, third baseman Robbie Lynch. Now if you'd remove your caps.
We got somebody.
And Lou Maselli. Now if you'd remove your caps for the playing the national anthem.
Okay, thank you, Mike, for those introductions and the national anthem. And we're about ready to start play here. Our umpires for today's game is behind the plate is Gary Colarusso, and on the bases is Eddie Mills. We've seen Gary and Eddie several times here on our broadcast from Peekskill Stadium. Setting up the defense for the national team at first base is Chris Nardozzi, second base Pete Farina. The shortstop is Stephen Hill, and the third baseman is Ken Post. Outfield left to right is Brandon Mann in left, Kyle DeVico in center, Will Falco in right. Kevin Madison is the catcher, and on the mound is right-hand pitcher V.J. Collins. Collins had 6 wins throughout the season, which was tied for first in the Westchester Rockland Woodbat League, and had a 2.23 earned run average. And with many players here today for both teams, you'll see a lot of players coming in and out. We'll try to keep it as organized and as straight as possible. Collins is slated to pitch the first 2 innings of the game for the national team. And we have Coach Winslow up here. We have another change, Coach?
More changes.
Okay.
Reject didn't show, so taking Gagliardi off the sub list,
Okay.
putting him lead off at third base.
All right, we have Gagliardi now playing third base instead of Bleachek leading off. Okay.
I'll leave this with you. Check change on it, okay?
Very good. Thank you, Coach. That's the only change right there?
Nope.
Okay.
Kessler's moving up to first base from the bottom. Bravo.
That we had already. Okay.
And Beck is going to play left field.
Left field. Got it.
All right?
Okay.
I'll leave that with you, okay?
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate that. Again, like we said, there are a lot of changes, a lot of ball players from all the teams. And we'll try to keep it as straight as possible. We're about ready to start. V.J. Collins is on the mound
Now
for
batting
the
for
national
Juan is
team, and
Mike
leading off
Gagliardi.
is Mike Gagliardi, who was that last addition you heard from Coach Winslow, now playing third base for the American team. Right-handed batter, Gagliardi. Collins working from the stretch to start the game. First pitch is high for a ball. Gagliardi with New York's finest, the NYPD entry into the Westchester Rockland Wood Bat League. Another curveball in there for a call strike, 1-1. That's a knuckleball, John Pollock is telling me. Okay. A lot of knuckleballs from VJ. Yes, Mike? John? Fastball in there for a call strike. 1-2. And that pitch inside. 2-2. Looked like it might have hit Gagliardi, but no. Off the glove of the catcher. Two to Gagliardi leading off the game here. The 2014 Westchester Rockland Wood Bat League All-Star Game here at Peekskill Stadium. That pitch a little high. Full count now. B.J. Collins on the mound for the national team, a member of the Harrison Patriots, who were the league champion this year. Here's a deep fly ball to left field, down the line, and foul. Brandon Mann giving chase. Count remains 3-2 to Gagliardi. 3-2, knuckleball, fouled off. Gagliardi trying to stay back, fight off that knuckleball. Collins working from the stretch. There's a knuckler ground and foul again. Looks like Coach Winslow down there at third base. Coach of the Rockland Cavs, who were defeated in the finals by the Harrison Patriots. Here's the 3-2 again from Collins. That one popped up. Catcher Kevin Madison, but pitcher V.J. Collins takes it for the out. So one down. To begin the game, a pop-up to the pitcher. Gagliardi, you see a pop it straight up. Madison moving out.
No batting.
But Collins makes the play easily right along the first base line. So one out. And here's Vin D'Ambrosio from the Somer Cyclones. Left-handed batter. Second baseman. There's a knuckle outside. 1-0. Two open. Collins working from the first base side of the rubber. That pitch in there for a call strike. 2-1 now to D'Ambrosio. And he hit .308 on the season, had 8 RBIs. That knuckle was sliced down the left field line, foul and out of play. 2-2 now. On deck is Dan Collins, a shortstop. Pitch in the dirt, 3-2. So Collins has gone 3-2 to the first two batters. Don't worry about pitch count today. He's going to go a couple innings, and most of the other pitchers will fill in 1 inning each to fill out the 9-inning game. Fastball loop toward third base, and gloved there by Kenny Post for the second out. 2 out. And that brings up Dan Collins, the shortstop. Collins plays with the New York Bears, led the league with a .454 average this year, had 4 home runs, which was tied for first, and 31 RBIs, which also was tied for first. Big, tall, right-handed hitter playing shortstop here today to start the game for the American team. And in his first pitch from VJ Collins is fouled off. John, any relation between the Collins? No, no relation. Okay. That would have been interesting, huh? 0-1 to Dan Collins facing VJ Collins. Pitch in the dirt. 1-1. So VJ Collins looks like he's mainly a knuckleball pitcher. Threw a couple fastballs to the first couple batters. There's a knuckler swung on and missed. 1-2. Good movement on that ball. You see it dipping way down at the end. A lot of late movement. And it's tough for a batter to face a knuckleball. You have to learn to stay back. Try to hit the ball up the middle or the other way. That one's flied out to right center. Will Falco there, and he makes the catch to retire the side. So VJ Collins gets the American team in order. And at the middle of the first inning, it is the American team 0 and the National League team coming to bat.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, the Westchester Rock and Wood Bat League would like to recognize the leaders in offensive and pitching statistical categories. The hits leader from the New York Bears with 54 hits, Danny Collins. Also, which is a new league record. Also, tied for the league record in stolen bases, Danny Collins with 39. The RBI leader, again, Danny Collins with 31. The leader in runs scored with 37, Danny Collins. The leader in average with a .454 average, Danny Collins. Tied with 4 home runs, Danny Collins. Dave Mendez, Brandon Mann, Victor Rosario, and Lou Gigante. The wins leaders, tied with 6, Trey Pizzatello, Damian Myers, Ken Frawley, and Jake Menzo. The saves leader with 4, Kyle Crimmins. The winner with an innings pitched with 76, Kevin Reddick. For strikeouts with 63, Julio LaSalle. For ERA with 1.5, Damian Myers. And also the leader in WHIP with 1.07, Damian Myers. Congratulations.
So there you had some of the league leaders this year for the Westchester Rockland Wood Bat League for 2014. And we just saw Danny Collins hitting previously, and you heard his name several times amongst the league leaders, and we might see a little bit more of Danny later on today. Now, leading it off for the National League team from the Peekskill Ties, our hometown team here from Peekskill Stadium, is Stephen Hill, shortstop. Set the defense for the American League team. Pete Kessler at first, Vin D'Ambrosio at second, Dan Collins at short, Mike Gagliardi at third. Leo Beck in left, Charlie Galasso in center, James D'Alto in right. On the mound and pitching, and here's a base hit by Stephen Hill to start off the bottom of the first off of pitcher Jake Menzo, and his catcher today is Lou Bravo. So a 1 pitch, 1 hit for the Nationals. Stephen Hill, a member of the Peekskill Ties, leads it off with a single.
Now batting, Pat Farina.
And now batting is the second baseman, Pat Farina, left-handed hitter. Hill on first. There's a ground ball to second base. D'Ambrosio throws to second for the force out to Danny Collins. And Farina reaches on the fielder's choice. Not hit hard enough for the double play.
Now batting, Chris Nardozzi.
So Chris Nardozzi, the batter now. First baseman for the national team from the Harrison Patriots. And Enzo's first pitch in there for a call strike. Another left-handed hitter. Ball gets away, no advance by Farina. Oh, 1. Runner is going. Fly ball to shallow center. Coming on is Castaldo. He makes the catch, and Farina retreats back to first. So the runner was moving. Hit and run. Castaldo coming into short center field and makes the play. Joe Vingo now the DH from the Harrison Patriots. He's up here with 2 out and a runner on first. Here's a ground ball to third. Bobbled, throw to first. Still in time to get Vingo. So Mike Gagliardi stayed with that one. There you see the grounder. Bobbles, picks up, and throws in time to get Vingo. So after 1, there's no score between the American National League team, 2014 Westchester Rockland Woodbat League All-Star Game. And coming out to pitch his second inning for the national team will be B.J. Collins.
At this point, we'd like to recognize the team MVPs. From the Tides, Stephen Hill. From the Thunderdogs, Pat Farina. From the Dirtbags, Brett Paneros. From the Cyclones, Mike Amaturo. From the Bears, Danny Collins. From the Finest, James Beck. From the Outlaws, Brandon Mann. From the Cavs, Connor Doyle. From the Tigers, Lou Gigante. And from the Patriots, Chris Nardozzi.
All right, we move to the top of the second now. B.J. Collins working his second inning in this All-Star game. And leading it off for the American team will be Pete Kessler, the first baseman.
Now batting, Pete Kessler.
Kessler hit .325 this year with 2 home runs and 12 RBIs. Big right-handed batter. Pete was involved in the home run derby earlier this morning. Made it to the finals. There's the knuckler in there for a call strike. Not an easy pitch for the umpire to call either. You really have to wait. Ball moves late. Here's a knuckler high and inside. 1-1 now to Pete Kessler from New York's finest. Knuckler high, 2-1. Home plate umpire Gary Colarusso. That's twice I did that. Eddie Mills on the bases. Knuckler is flown out to right field down the line and drops for a hit. Fielded by Will Falco, and he holds Kessler to a single.
Now batting, James Beck.
So Kessler staying back on the knuckleball, going with the pitch, drops it down the right field line. Good play by Falco to keep it from going to the wall. And Kessler holds with a leadoff single here for the American team. And James Beck, who is now playing left field, the batter, right-handed hitter. First pitch in there for a call strike. Oh, 0-2 now to Beck. Beck also from the New York's finest. You see the NYPD on his shirt. Big break on that knuckleball. In for a call strike 3. So Collins has his first strike.
And James D'Alto, the right fielder from the New York Bears, is a hitter, left-handed batter. Kessler on first with one out here in the top of the second inning. No score. B.J. Collins on the mound for the national team. First pitch is a ball. Kevin Madison, also of the Patriots, his catcher. So I imagine he probably has caught VJ throughout the season. Is probably more used to his knuckleball than a different catcher would be. Adam Weiss, the manager of the national team. Here's a ground ball to second. Force for one. Hill's throw to first. Not in time. So we get the force out at second. Farina to Hill. And D'Alto reaches on the fielder's choice. Force play. 2 out for Donnie Castaldo now, the center fielder. And he is with the Cyclones, the Somer Cyclones. Right-handed hitter. Collins on the mound. Knuckleball inside. 1-0. Throw to first. Runner started to go. And gets back. That's D'Alto. Here's the 1-0. Knuckleball high and outside. 2-0 to Donnie Castaldo of the Somer Cyclones. .3-0 now to Castaldo. And with 2 outs, see if he gets the green light. Fastball, low, ball 4. So Collins going with the fastball on 3-0, but it's low.
Now batting, Mike Amaturo.
And that brings up the DH, Mike Amaturo, also of the Somer Cyclones. He's up with runners at first and second here in the top of the second inning. Amatoro hit .313 with 16 RBIs on the year. Right-handed hitter. Knuckleball. Low for ball. 2-0 to Mike Amatoro. On deck is Leo Bravo. Knuckler in there for a strike. 2-1 now to Amatoro. Runners at first and second. B.J. Collins on the mound for the national team of the Harrison Patriots. 2-1 Knuckler high and outside. 3-1 now. Good hitting position now for Amatoro on 3-1. We'll see if Collins stays with the knuckleball or if he comes fastball. I would imagine Amatoro's looking fastball in a zone he likes. There's the knuckler, and he flies it out to right field. Falco drifts back, and can't handle it. It's off his glove and on the track for a hit. D'Alto scores, and Amatoro's in with an RBI single. So Falco looked like he had a beat on, and the ball drifted on him. You see that knuckleball fading away. Amatoro going with it. Falco turns, and just off his glove, one hop. He fields it just before the fence.
Now batting, Leo Bravo.
But the American League takes the lead 1-0 on that RBI single, and Castaldo moved to third on the play. So it's first and third now, 2 out for Leo Bravo, the catcher. Knuckler swung on and missed. Bravo plays with the New Rochelle Tigers. We saw them here on one of our broadcasts against the Peekskill Tides. Pitch low. 1-2 to Leo Bravo. Runners at first and third. 1 run in here in the top of the second inning. The American League leads the National Division League, whatever the case may be here at the Westchester Rockland Wood Bat League. There's one fly ball to deep left, but right there is Brandon Mann. Makes the catch for the third out. But the American Division does score a run on the RBI single. And in the middle of the second inning, they lead the National Division 1-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we'd like to give out the gold gloves for the 2014 WRWBL season. If the gold glove winners could please come and accept the trophies. From the Tigers, the catcher, Leo Bravo. From the Cavs, the first baseman, Ian Osterman. From the Thunderdogs, the second baseman, Pat Farina. From the Outlaws, the third baseman, Kenny Post. From the Dirtbags, the shortstop, Brett Paneros. From the Tides, at utility, Dennis Alamonte. At pitcher, from the Cyclones, John Pollock. In the outfield, from the Cyclones, Donnie Castaldo. From the Thunderdogs, Dave Lopez. From the Bears, James Dialdo. From the Outlaws, Brandon Mann. And from the Patriots, Nick Ubino.
All right, so there you have the Golden Glove winners. You see them there receiving their Gold Glove awards. Many of them, if not all of them, playing here in today's All-Star game. We'll move to the bottom of the second inning. Jake Menzo remains on the mound for the American Division. And leading it off for the National Division will be Brandon Mann, the left fielder who just made that catch at the end of the inning.
Now batting, Brandon Mann.
Brandon hit .402, had 4 home runs this season, which was tied for first, and 23 RBI. So, obviously, a good year for Mann. First pitch swung on and missed. Brandon with the New City Outlaws. Pitching the dirt, 1-1 to Brandon Mann, right-handed hitting hitter here. Menzo on the mound for his second inning. Also works from the first base side of the rubber. Infield and outfield pretty much straight around for Mann. There's a broken bat. Looper to short. Collins fields. Throws in time. Nice play by Danny Collins. And again, this is Wood Bat League, so no metal, no pings. And a few shattered bats throughout the afternoon, I'm sure.
Now batting, Kenny Post.
Kenny Post now the third baseman. Post also with the Outlaws, left-handed hitter. Hit .398 with 21 RBIs. Here's a looper to right field that will be caught. Nice play by James Dialto for the second out. Thought that was going to drop in for a minute. So Post retired on the short fly. Got that down toward the end of the bat. And Kevin Madison, the catcher now, who plays with the Patriots. Up here with 2 outs and nobody on. Jake Menzo on the mound for the American Division from the Cavaliers. Madison hit .500 in the playoffs with 10 RBIs also in the playoffs. And the first pitch is ball 1. That pitch low and away, 2-0 rather. John Kevin was a pitcher also. I saw that on the website. 5 wins and 2.41 ERA. So catcher pitcher. Here's a ground ball to short. Collins fields it on the in-between hop and throws to retire the side. So a nice clean inning for Jake Menzo. Retires the side in order here in the bottom of the second. And after 2, it's the American Division 1 and the National Division 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like to recognize the recipient of the Manager of the Year Award. From the Rockland Cavaliers, John Winslow. John took the Cavs from a team not making the playoffs last year to making it all the way to the championship round. Congratulations, John.
And you just heard Coach Winslow getting Manager of the Year, going to the championship of the Westchester Rockland Woodbat League, where they were defeated by the Harrison Patriots. So congratulations to John. John was up here a few times this pregame, changing his lineup. He had it ready way ahead of time, and then a couple small injuries and a couple players were not able to make it. Had to change his lineup and defensive alignment around a little bit, but congratulations to John Winslow and the Cavalier team. On the mound now for the national team is Tyler Allen. Tyler from the New York Thunderdogs. He'll pitch in relief of V.J. Collins. Tyler was 2-4 with a 2.86 ERA with 31 strikeouts on the year. Right-handed pitcher. And we'll move to the top of the 3rd inning. And leading it off for the American Division will be Mike Gagliardi. There you see Allen taking his warm-up pitches. Sun shining on the field right now. It's been overcast a little bit. Sun's been peeking in and out. There was a call for possible passing showers. I think that's gone. So we should have a great afternoon for the rest of today's game. We're moving to the 3rd inning already. We are playing 9. That sun probably will not affect the outfield and the right field side and second base side till probably after the game is over. If you've seen many of our broadcasts in the past, if we're playing late afternoon or early evening, that sun will be directly in the eyesight of the right fielder, second baseman, first baseman. But no problem. The sun is high in the sky today. It's about 1 o'clock as we are playing. Gagliardi's first pitch to him is grounded foul, 0-1 count. Tyler Allen on the mound for the national team. He again is with the Thunderdogs. Gagliardi followed by D'Ambrosio and Danny Collins. Here in the 3rd for the American team. They lead 1-0. We're in the top of the 3rd, 2014 Westchester Rockland Woodbat League All-Star Game, Peekskill Stadium. Off-speed pitch in the dirt. I'm Joe DeChristopher, and along with Mike Miner and Billy Miner, bringing you today's broadcast over the government channel. That pitch in the dirt. 2-1 now to Mike Gagliardi. Mike popped up to the pitcher V.J. Collins back in the 1st inning to lead off the game. Here's a ground ball to 3rd. Kenny Post fields, throws in time to get Gagliardi for the first out.
Now batting, Vinny D'Ambrosio.
And here's Vinny D'Ambrosio from the Somer Cyclones. Vinny lined out to 3rd his first time up, left-handed batter. Vinny hit .308 on the year with 8 RBIs. Playing second base here today. First pitch a little outside, 1-0. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 3rd, 1-0. American Division leads the National Division. Tyler Allen on the mound for the National Division. That pitch in there for a call. Strike 1-1. There's a line drive to right field, right at Falco, and he makes the catch for the second out, rather. Good rip by Danny Ambrosio. Low inside pitch. Good pitch for a lefty to hit. But right at Falco for the second out. Now here's Danny Collins. You heard Danny's name when they were announcing some of the league leaders. He was amongst the league leaders in many categories. Big, tall, right-handed hitter. That one's ripped foul down the left field line. Deep the foul into the woods near the train tracks, which you might have heard train roll by here a little earlier. Tracks run right behind the Peekskill Stadium. Metro North Hudson line. There's a grounder inside third, fair ball down the line. And Collins is going to go for two. And Mann slips as he fields, but regains his balance, throws in. But Collins has a 2-out double here for the American division. Hard hit ball. You see, Mann, once he hits the warning track, slips up there. Hope he's okay. Might have jammed something there. Throws from his knees into the relay. But Collins is in with a 2-out double now for Pete Kessler, who singled his first time up. A runner in scoring position here with 2 outs in the third. That pitch in there for a call strike. Off-speed pitch tapped back toward the mound. Allen fields. Nice play, steps, and throws in plenty of time. Nice play by Tyler Allen. Not an easy play. That ball was hit slowly to his right. And he's good reactions there, fields, and takes his time, steps, and throws to get Kessler easily for the third out. So 2-out double amounts to nothing for the American division. And in the middle of the third inning, the American leads the National 1-0. We got photo op here for the both squads.
The winner of the 2014 Sportsman of the Year is Commissioner Steve Bidet. Steve's been the commissioner since the inception of the league, had a short hiatus, and then came back. I think Steve would say that the managers are what drive the league, the volunteer managers who give their time, as well as the umpires who are very dedicated. But those of us who manage and are involved in the league know that we wouldn't be here if it weren't for Steve's hard work and dedication. And since he's not here, we'd all like to recognize him by taking a group photo with the trophy. Congratulations to Steve.
Okay, congratulations to Steve Madej. Again, as John mentioned, the commissioner, and just looking at the website last night, a great website that the Westchester Rockland Woodbat League does. All the statistics you want, league history, standings from past years, playoff stats. Did read a little bit about Steve being a commissioner a while back for his second term, and it's a lot to do. I mean, it's a big league, 10 teams, playoffs, a lot of players, and these guys are guys who work, then have to get to ball games, scheduling, and for someone like Steve to get it all organized and keep it in order, obviously recognized by the players and managers in the league as the winner of the Sportsman of the Year for the Westchester Rockland Woodbat League. So we're going to have a pitching change now here for the American division. And it looks like a big, tall right-hander, number 23. Here you get a nice shot of the Hudson River sailboat on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. And again, there's our shot of the ball field, the river. Here you hear a train rolling by, as we said. That is Trey Pizzatello. Trey Pizzatello from the New York Bears on the mound now, replacing Jake Menzo here for the American Division. So Jake worked 2 innings, gave up the 1 hit, no runs, and we'll move to the bottom of the third. Trey Pizzatello on the mound for the American Division.
Now pitching for the Bears, Trey Pizzatello.
And Trey had 6 wins this year, which was tied for first in the league with a 2.29 ERA. And he's a big, tall, slim, right-handed pitcher.
Will Falco.
And Will Falco from the Patriots will lead it off here for the National Division, playing right field tonight. This afternoon, I should say. Falco hit .400 with 3 home runs and 19 RBIs on the year, so good offensive year for Will Falco. Pizzatello's first pitch in there for a call strike. Good hard fastball. That pitch swung on and missed. 0-2 now. See a nice hard fastball toward the outside part of the plate. Pizzatello, after 2 pitches, you can tell, throws hard. A little different from that knuckleball that V.J. Collins was throwing earlier. Here's a little slider outside. 1-2 now to Will Falco. Right fielder today, plays for the Harrison Patriots. He's up here in the bottom of the third. His national team trailing 1-0. And Falco calls time. Pizzatello shaking off his catcher, Leo Bravo, a couple times. And you see Pizzatello with that straight ahead wind up, both feet evenly. Johan Santana style. And there's a curveball popped up to the right side. D'Alto toward the line and makes the play. 1 out. And as you take a look at that, if we see that again, D'Alto as he chases the ball down, you see the curveball. The sun, a little bit of a factor. He's got the shades on, but he fought it off nicely and made the play. Good play by D'Alto. And here's Wes Poppy now. The EH for the National Division from the Outlaws. Right-handed hitter. .2-0 now to Wes Poppy. That pitch alone away, 3-0. Wes had 25 RBIs, hit .298 with 1 home run on the year. So good RBI man. He's up here with 1 out, nobody on, and he draws the walk on 4 straight pitches from Trey Pizzatello.
Now batting, Kyle DeVico.
Kyle DeVico, the batter now, center fielder. Plays with the New Rochelle Dirtbags, left-handed hitter. That pitch fouled off, straight down, off the mask, it looked like, of Leo Bravo. Runner on first. And 1 out. And you see umpire Gary Colarusso. Ball might have hit off of Bravo's mask. He wanted to check it, see if there was a nick. Vico playing center field. There's a curveball high and inside. 1-1. Kyle hit .330 with 20 RBIs this year for the Dirtbags. That pitch outside, 2-1 to Kyle DeVico. We're in the bottom of the third inning. American Division leads the National Division 1-0 here at the 2014 Westchester Rockland Woodbat League All-Star Game. 3-1 now to DeVico. Runner on first with 1 out. And that pitch sails outside for ball 4. So Pizzatulo has walked 2 in a row here in the third.
Now batting, Stephen Hill.
And that'll bring up Stephen Hill from the Peekskill Tide. Stephen singled his first time up. He's up here with runners at first and second and 1 out. Here's a ground ball toward the right side and into right field for a base hit. Poppy's going to try to score, and he will. Throw to third is not in time, gets away. All runners will hold. So Hill singles in the run. Drives in West Poppy. Here you see a good hard ground ball to the right side, just under the glove of D'Ambrosio, and overrun by right fielder D'Alto, allowing Poppy to score. So the game is now tied with runners at second and third. And Pat Farina, the batter, he grounded into a fielder's choice his first time. He's got runners at second and third now with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. 1 run in for the national team. Tied at 1. That pitch in there for a call strike. That pitch swung on and foul tip. 1-2. To Pat Farina, second baseman from the New York Thunderdogs. Here's a line drive foul, now to play off to the left side. Count remains 0-2. Outfield, infield pretty much straight away. Infield back, and that pitch did not swing. Checked his swing. 1-2. Home plate umpire Gary Calaruso checking with Eddie Mills. No swing there. So 1-2 now. Infield conceding the run. They'll look to get the outs early in the game. Tied at 1. Here's a fly ball down the left field line, curving and foul and out of play. So Farina stays alive at 1-2. Chris Nardozzi on deck for the national team. Trey Pizzatello on the mound, his first inning of relief here for the American team. That pitch high, 2-2. Another fly ball, foul and out of play off to the left side. There's a fly ball to center field. Going back is center fielder Castaldo. He makes a catch. Runner tags at third and scores. So an RBI fly out for Farina. Scores a second run here in the third inning. DeVico scores on the sac fly. Hill remains at second. And that brings up Chris Nardozzi now. Right to the edge of the warning track, but a good job by Farina to drive the run in. Makes it 2-1 Nationals here in the bottom of the third. Nardozzi flew out to center field his first time up. First pitch is high and outside, 1-0. Stephen Hill at second base with 2 outs. That pitch outside, 2-0. For Nardozzi. Plays for the Harrison Patriots. Harrison were the league champions this year, defeating the Cavaliers 3-1 in the finals of the playoffs. There's a pop-up on the infield. Danny Collins calls for it, shades his eyes, and makes the play. Not easy. Good play by Danny Collins to retire the side, but not before the National Division scores 2. And at the end of 3 innings, it's the National Division 2 and the American Division 1. There you see Collins. We said the sun wouldn't be a factor in right field. But obviously right there at shortstop, Collins fights it off and makes a good play.
2014 Comeback Player of the Year, Pat Farina from the Thunderdogs. Last season, Pat batted .271 with 19 hits and 11 runs scored, compared to this year, hitting .376 with 44 hits and 36 runs scored, a dramatic improvement from last year. Congratulations, Pat.
So you just heard the announcement of Pat Farina with the Comeback Player of the Year. Congratulations to Pat. Pat also had that RBI in the last inning. Good time to give him that award right after he drives in a run to take the lead for the National Division. They lead 2-1. And on the mound now for the National Division is Andrew Zigmont, left-handed pitcher from the New Rochelle Dirtbags. And he replaces Tyler Allen here in the top of the fourth inning. Zigmont, left-handed pitcher. Looks like he throws a lot of off-speed stuff. And he'll be pitching to James Beck, leading off the fourth here for the American Division. The standings this year in the
Now pitching from the Dirtbags, Andrew Zigmont. And batting, James Beck.
The Patriots were 26-8 to lead the regular season standings, and they actually won the playoffs also. So leading it off here for the American Division from New York's finest is James Beck, who struck out his first time up. Here's a foul ball straight back. Top of the fourth, playing 9 innings today. A lot of players to get into the game, so the extra innings. And I think regular season games are mostly 9 innings unless they're parts of a doubleheader where they'll play 7. Zigmont's pitch swung on and missed. And Beck is down on strikes for the second time. Good hard fastball by Zigmont.
Now batting, James D'Alto.
And James D'Alto, the batter now. James scored the only run for the American Division back in the second. He reached on a fielder's choice. He's up here for the second time here in the fourth. There's a big slow curveball. 1-0 to D'Alto, who plays for the New York Bears. Fastball outside, 2-0. That pitch high, 3-0 now to James D'Alto. That pitch in for a call strike. Zigmont working from the stretch also. We saw V.J. Collins, a starting pitcher, work from the stretch with no runners on base. Here's a ground ball, slowly hit to third, a little backspin on it. Throw not in time. Kenny Post not able to get it there in time, so an infield hit for D'Alto with 1 out here
Now batting, Donnie
in the
Shelley.
fourth. He said that ball had a little backspin, and Post had to come back for it, tried to throw on the run, but not in time to get the speedy D'Alto. So Donnie Castaldo, the hitter now from the Somer Cyclones. Donnie walked his first time up, playing center field tonight. He's up with 1 out and a runner here at first. Andrew Zigmont on the mound for the national team. First pitch swung on a missed by Castaldo. Donnie hit .321 on the year. Throw over. D'Alto back. The 0-1. On the outside corner, 0-2 to Castaldo. You see that pitch just on the outside corner. Fastball swung on and fouled straight back. Count remains 0-2 to Danny Castaldo of the Somers Cyclones. The Alto on first with 1 out, reached on that infield single. He's going. Pitch fouled straight back. So, American Division. Coach Winslow playing hit and run. And Castaldo fouls a straight back. Might have been a run and hit. 2 strikes. Trying to get the Alto in scoring position. And obviously with 2 strikes, Castaldo has to protect. Runner not going. Slow curveball foul back again by Castaldo. Count remains 0-2 now to Danny Castaldo. The Alto at first with 1 out. We're in the top of the 4th. The National Division leads the American Division 2-1 in the 2014 Westchester Rockland Woodbat League All-Star Game. Runner goes, pitch is low and inside, throw down, not in time. So the Alto steals second. Madison's throw was a little to the third base side. A pitch was in there for a call, strike 3 to Castaldo. So he's down on strikes. And here's Mike Amatoro now to DH. So Castaldo called out on strikes, but the Alto swipes the bag. So he's there with 2 outs now for Amatoro from the Somer Cyclones. Andrew Zigmont's first pitch is outside for ball 1. Amatoro singled his first time up. So he's trying to pick up the Alto here. Here's a line drive down the left field line. That will be foul. A little bit out in front. Went down and got that one and then fouled by a good 2 feet. So the Alto retreats back to second. He's there with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. We're at Peekskill Stadium. Here's the 1-1. High and outside. 2-1 now to Mike Amatoro. Leo Bravo, the catcher, on deck. And then back to the top of the order for the American Division. That pitch swung on and missed. 2-2. Good hard fastball on the inside part of the plate by Andrew Zigmont. Zigmont had a 3-3 record with a 1.92 ERA and 34 strikeouts this year for the Dirtbag. So a nice season for him. He steps off as Amatoro called time. So he works from the third base side of the rubber. Here's a grind drive off the glove of Hill at short. The Alto will round third and score. So a tough play for Stephen Hill. That line drive short hopped him. He tried to backhand and kind of went off his glove, maybe even off his leg. And it allows the Alto to score. So that's an RBI single for Amatoro, and that ties the game at 2 here for the National Division.
Now batting, Leo Bravo.
And Leo Bravo, the batter now. Leo flew out to left field his first time up. Bravo plays for the New Rochelle Tigers. Pitch swung on and missed from Andrew Zigmont. Score tied now here at 2 in the top of the 4th inning. Amatoro now 2 for 2 on the game. Zigmont on the mound. Slow curveball in the dirt. Blocked nicely by Madison. 1-1 to Leo Bravo. Slow curveball, change up outside, 2-1 to Leo Bravo, the batter. Catching today for the American division. Fastball low, 2-1. Now to Bravo. Amaturo at first with 2 out. Bravo hit .394 with 12 RBIs this year for the Tigers, and as we said earlier, we saw him in our televised game versus the Tides. That pitch inside. 3-1 now, or ball 4. Okay, we missed one there. It's all right. That puts runners at first and second with 2 outs now for
Now batting,
Mike Gagliardi.
Gagliardi.
Mike 0 for 2 so far, playing second base from the New York's finest. Actually, Mike playing third base. Got a lot of scratches on my defensive lineup sheet, Mike. There's a pop-up out and out of play behind home plate and out onto Louisa Street, which runs directly behind the stadium. And again, as we always say, if you're driving down Louisa Street during the game, watch out. Get a windshield taken out. And if you come to the game, if you've been here enough, you know to park far enough away so you don't get a foul ball hitting your windshield while you're parked. Inside pitch in there for a ball, and the throw to first, pick off by Madison to pick off Leo Bravo. Nice play by Kevin Madison. Good snap throw down to first base, clear shot with the right-handed batter, and the tag in time to get Bravo. So that will retire the side, but the American division does tie the score at 2 after 3.5 innings.
The award winner is James Beck from the New York Finest team. James batted .410 with 3 home runs, 11 doubles, 32 hits, and 18 RBIs. Congratulations, James.
And that was James Beck. John, what was that award again? Rookie of the Year for James Beck. Congratulations. All right, there you see James from New York's finest. Playing left field here today. So once he grabs his trophy, he's got to jog out to left field. 2-2 as we move to the bottom of the 4th. 2014 Westchester Rockland Woodbat League All-Star Game. So again, congratulations to James Beck, the Rookie of the Year. We mentioned the standings earlier that the Harrison Patriots led the regular season with a 26-8 record. The New Rochelle Tigers were 19-17. Rockland Cavaliers were 19-17. The New York City Outlaws were 18-18. New York's Finest were 17-16. New York Bears 17-18. Somer Cyclones 15-21. New Rochelle Dirtbags 15-21. Peekskill Tides 15-20. And the New York Thunderdogs 15-20. So really, if you look at the Patriots with an outstanding season at 26-8, everyone else very, very close. And the Patriots going to the championship series against the Rockland Cavaliers and winning that 3-1. So it sounds like a really competitive season. We had a game earlier. We'll talk about a little bit later between the Peekskill Tides and the New Rochelle Tigers. That was a 5-0 victory for the Tigers, but a really well-played game, well-pitched game by both teams. So you get a good look at the crowd here. Humans, dogs, everybody. On a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Peekskill for the 2014 Westchester Rockland Woodbat League All-Star Game. Joe Vingo leads it off for the national divisions here in the bottom of the 4th. Joe grounded to third his first time up. Joe is the DH for the national division here. Tyler Pizzatello remains on the mound for the American division in his second inning. That pitch swung on and missed. 0-1 to Joe Vingo. That pitch in there for a call, strike 2. 0-2 now to Vingo. Joe hit .439, which was second in the league with 23 RBIs and 1 home run. Checked his swing in time. 1-2. That pitch swung on a miss, so he's down on strikes for the first out here in the 4th. Pizzatello with a nice outside and low fastball to get Vingo on the swing, so he's down, 1 out.
Now batting, Max Hegedus.
Max Hegedus now hitting for the first time, and he flies one down the left field line, giving chase, and it's a fair ball, and that ball came back in, and Hegedus, who didn't run, I think everybody thought it was a foul ball. Gagliardi gave chase. Looked like he was running into foul territory. Beck chasing it, and the ball just kind of floated back over into fair territory. So a bloop single for Hegedus.
Now batting, Kenny Post.
And Kenny Post now, the hitter here with 1 out. And he flies one to center field. Castaldo back, makes the catch for the second out. And Hegedus retreats to first base.
Now batting, Kevin Madison.
Kevin Madison, the catcher now, grounded to short rather, his first time up. He's up here with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th for the National Division. The game tied at 2. Pitch swung on and missed. Trey Pizzatello on the mound for the American Division from the New York Bears. We mentioned before Trey had 6 wins during the season, which tied for first in the league. 0-2 now to Kevin Madison. That one's popped up foul over the first base side. And no play for Pete Kessler. A little more overcast now, but bright skies in center field. I think the clouds will probably pop in and out there. You see center field is pretty clear. I think we're fine as far as weather is concerned. It's curveball fouled straight back by Madison. Count remains at 0-2. 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Max Hegedus at first base. For the national team. There's a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. Hegedus will stop at second. Madison's on with a 2-out single. Puts runners at first and second with 2 out now. See a nice line drive right up the middle.
Now batting, Will Falco.
Will Falco, the batter now. Falco flied out to left field his first time up. He's up with runners at first and second. Curveball inside. Potential tying run or go-ahead run at second base here in the 4th. Pitch swung on a miss, 1-1. Pitch swung on a miss, 1-2 now to Will Falco. Playing right field tonight. Runners go. Pitch swung on and missed to retire to side. So the runner's on the move, but Falco down on strikes to retire to side. So the National Division leaves 2 runners, and at the end of 4, score remains tied. American Division 2, National Division 2.
At this point, we'd like to recognize the 2014 Cy Young Award winner. With a 6-2 record, leading the league in ERA and WHIP, with 60.2 innings pitched and 49 strikeouts, from the New Rochelle Tigers, Damian Myers.
So Damian Myers, the Cy Young Award winner for the season, for the 2014 season. And we saw Damian pitch on one of our broadcasts against the Tides, and he had a great game against who is on the mound now for the National Division, Brandon Cohall, with New Rochelle winning that game 5-0. Myers with the shutout. Cohall pitched a great game also, struck out 10 or 11 batters. But Myers was able to defeat the Tides 5-0 on our earlier broadcast. Remember, A.J. Mendoza for the Tigers going 4 for 4, a couple balls off the fence, and a great pitching duel between Brandon Cohall and Damian Myers. So Damian, the winner of the Cy Young Award for 2014. And Cohall on the mound now for the National Division from the Peekskill Tides. He'll work here in the top of the fifth. Game tied at 2. And Mike Gagliardi will lead it off for the American Division in the fifth as Leo Bravo was picked off to end the fourth inning. Brandon Cohall on the mound for the National Division, right-handed pitcher. Had 10 Ks in that 5-0 loss earlier in the season. Had 58 strikeouts for the year, which was second in the league. And a 2.01 ERA, which was also second in the league. So Cohall, another good season for the Tides. And he's on the mound here in the fifth for the National Division. Game tied at 2, and Mike Gagliardi from the New York Finest leading it off here for the American Division in the fifth. Mike 0 for 2. Playing third base. First pitch in there for a call strike. Pitch outside. 1-1 to Mike Gagliardi. Top of the fifth inning. Game tied at 2. Westchester Rock and Woodbat League 2014 All-Star Game here at Peekskill Stadium. Pitch swung on and missed. I'm Joe DeChristopher, and Mike Miner and Billy Miner running the cameras and the board. Dennis Alamonte's parents here running the scoreboard, as they are for all games here at Peekskill Stadium. Dennis, the manager of the Peekskill Tides, helping out here today. Here's a looper into center that will be caught. Nice play by center fielder Kyle DeVico. That went off the hands, and DeVico with the sliding catch. Nice play by Kyle DeVico. And that will bring up Vinny D'Ambrosio. Second baseman, up for his third time. He's lined out twice. Cohall's pitch, curveball outside, 1-0. Outfield just moves around a little bit to the right for the left-handed hitting D'Ambrosio from the Somer Cyclones. Playing second base today. Pitch swung on a missed. 2-1. Cohall with a short, compact sort of wind-up, similar to Bartolo Colon. Very simple, glove up in front of the chest. Curveball in the dirt. 3-1 now think you see more of that now. We even saw 2 pitchers today, starting pitchers work from the stretch to start, but windups seem to be more short, compact, less movement, not so much the hands over the head anymore that we did see years ago. Good balance and leg drive toward the plate. Here's one fouled straight back off the pole. And Kevin Madison holding on just in case, even though he's wearing the helmet. 3-2 to Vinny D'Ambrosio. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. We're tied at 2. American and National Divisions of the Westchester Rockland Woodbat League. Danny Collins on deck. For manager John Winslow. That one popped up foul and out of play. If you're responsible for the baseballs here at Peekskill Stadium, you got to have a lot of them with you. A lot of wooded area back behind us across the street. Cohol shaking off Madison a couple times. Here's the 3-2. Popped up again, foul and out of play. And I think contrary to Major League Baseball, those balls are thrown back to be used if possible. Pitch in the dirt. So D'Ambrosio draws a 1-out walk here in the 5th from Brandon Cohol. And that brings up Danny Collins. Danny 1 for 2. Shortstop from the New York Bears. One out runner on first for Danny Collins. First pitch low and away, 1-0. Throw over, not in time. One and 0 to Danny Collins, league leader in many offensive categories this year. Pitch in the dirt, blocked nicely. Runner goes. Throw by Madison is in time. Nice play by Kevin Madison, the catcher, to gun down D'Ambrosio. I don't think D'Ambrosio was running on the pitch. The ball was in the dirt. He was not. But a nice play by Madison to block the ball. Had plenty of time. Perfect throw to get D'Ambrosio for the 2nd out here. So 2 down. Now here in the 5th for Danny Collins. That pitch swung on and missed. 2-1. And that pitch on the outside corner, 2-2. A couple defensive changes for the National Division. At shortstop now is Brett Pineros, and at third base, Lou Masilli. Both from the dirt. Here's a ground ball up the middle, both from the dirt bags. There's Pineros, bobbles, and will not have a play on Collins. So he's on the error. Pineros just entering the game in place of Stephen Hill. Curveball up the middle. Good play by Pineros to get there, but off his glove, and he's got no play. So Collins on at first now with 2 out, and Big Pete Kessler, the first baseman for the American Division from New York's finest. Pete has singled and grounded out in 2 at-bats here. Runner goes. Pitch taken. Throw by Madison is not in time. It looked like Farina tried a little swipe tag. The throw was there, and he does a little swipe tag, and I guess he missed. Base umpire Eddie Mills calling him safe. He's right there, so it looked like maybe he did miss him. So stolen base for Collins puts him in scoring position for Kessler here in the 5th. Good throw by Madison. But Farina with the swipe tag, not able to tag out Collins. Here's a fly ball to center field. That will drop for a hit. Collins will turn third, head for home. The throw home is perfect, and Collins retreats to first base. To third base, rather. So Kessler has his second hit. He holds at first. James Beck now the batter with runners at first and third. Perfect throw by Kyle DeVico. One hop to Madison at home, and Collins put on the brakes and held up. He was turning third. He'd have been out easily. So 2 outs with runners at first and third now for Beck. First pitch outside, 1-0. Max Hegedus in at first base now for the national team also. That curveball in there for a strike. So you're starting to see some changes here as we move halfway through the game. A lot of the substitutes now in the game for the national team. Then I imagine we will see some for the American division also. That pitch swung on and missed. Beck, as announced earlier, was Rookie of the Year this year in the Westchester Rock and Wood Bat League, playing left field tonight. He also with the New York's finest. Runners at first and third with 2 out here in the top of the 5th inning. The game tied at 2. Pitch swung on and missed to retire the side. So good job by Brandon Cohall to get out of that jam. He gets Beck swinging to retire the side. So the American division strands 2 runners, and in the middle of the 5th inning, score remains tied. American 2, National 2.
At this point, we'd like to recognize the 2014 WRWBL MVP. Danny Collins from the Bears was only the 2nd player in league history to win the Triple Crown. He also set a new league record for hits, tied the record for stolen bases, is the league leader in RBIs, runs, and batting average. Congratulations, Danny.
There you see Danny Collins, and we thought we were going to hear from him again as we talked about some of his stats. Actually was a Triple Crown winner in the Westchester Rock and Wood Bat League. Had that base hit last inning. Some great statistics throughout the season. Real fine ball player. And the MVP of the league this year. So congratulations to Danny Collins from the New York Bears on the MVP. And we'll move to the bottom of the 5th now. And we have a new pitcher on for the American Division from the New York Bears. Try to get his name and number. There you get a good shot at Danny Collins at shortstop. Number 14 from the New York Bears, Jared Bronley. Jared Bronley on the mound now for the American Division here in the 5th inning. Bronley, a right-handed pitcher, will work his first inning of relief.
Now pitching for the Bears, Jared Bronley. And the batter, Wes Poppy.
Wes Poppy leads it off here for the National Division here in the bottom of the American Division, rather, here in the pitch outside, 1-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's a ground ball to short Fielded by Collins. His throw in time to get Poppy. Bottom of the 5th, National Division, up at bat.
Batting, Kyle DeVico.
Kyle DeVico now the hitter. For the National Division. First pitch by Brownlee is high. DeVico with the dirt bags. That pitch outside. Here's a line drive into left field, base hit through the left side by DeVico. Out of the reach of Collins, so he's on with a single with 1 out. Going with the pitch in the outside part of the plate. Brett Paneras now the shortstop who replaced Stephen Hill. Hits for the first time here in the 5th. Paneras with the dirt bags. Pitch swung on a miss. Good curveball by Jared Brownlee. 1 out, 1 on here in the bottom of the 5th. We're tied at 2. Yeah, big sweeping curveball. Paneras way out in front. Fastball low and away. 1-1. That pitch outside. 2-1 now to Brett Paneras, up for the first time here in the 5th for the American Division. Brett hit .326 with 9 RBIs on the season. There's a ground ball back past the pitcher to second base. Throw to second to 1. Back to first, not in time. Ball hit a little too slowly, just past Brownlee's glove. Second baseman field flips to Collins for the out. The throw to first, not in time. So Paneras reaches on the fielder's choice. He's there with 2 outs.
Now batting, Steve Figueroa.
And Steve Figueroa, who enters the game now and plays second base in place of Pat Farina. Left-handed hitter, flies one to deep center field. And Castaldo is there to make the play. 2 retired aside. So no runs here in the 5th for the National Division. They leave 1. And at the end of 5, it's the American Division 2 and the National Division 2. We'll move to the top of the 6th. And as we said earlier, there was a home run derby here before the game started, and it was won for the 2nd year in a row by Mike Felice of the Somer Cyclones. Big left-handed hitter, and we saw some of that, and he parked a couple out over the right field fence in the final round of the home run derby. And Mike has won the home run derby for the 2nd year in a row. Congratulations to Mike. And the scoring system was 1 point if you hit the ball off the fence and 2 for a home run. And like I said, we saw the end of the final round, and Mike hit a couple deep into the parking lot and into those trees out there in right field to win the home run derby. We'll move to the top of the 6th. And the National Division will have a new pitcher. We can find out who that is. Number 42. Looks like from the Thunderdogs. Looks like Ken Frawley on the mound now. Ken Frawley from the Thunderdogs pitching for the National Divisions here in the top of the 6th. So manager Adam Weiss going with his starter for a couple innings and probably a new pitcher each inning, and this inning will be Frawley's inning from the Thunderdogs. Ken had 6 wins to tie for first in the in the league this year with 24 strikeouts and a 1.95 ERA. So big, tall, right-handed pitcher. He'll work his first inning here in the 6th. With James D'Alto leading it off for the Americans. James has scored twice today. Been on twice, fielder's choice, and a single, and scored both runs for the American division. So James 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored. He leads off the 6th against Frawley. And Frawley's first pitch outside for ball. Again, Frawley with a similar type of windup. Glove at the chest, just a small step back. Compact knee up, point, and throw. There you see it. That pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 to James D'Alto. Fastball on the inside part. Top of the 6th, the game tied at 2. That pitch swung on and missed. A little off speed by Frawley. 1-2 to James D'Alto. Here's a line drive to left center field that will be caught. Nice play by the left fielder. John, do you know who that left fielder was?
Now batting, Charlie Galasso.
Charlie Galasso, the hitter now, left fielder number 10 for the Patriots. I got it here. I can find it. Casanelli? Matt Casanelli with that play in left field. Okay, nice play by Matt. Hey, we got a lot of people moving in and out of the lineup, trying to keep it straight. Casanelli with that play in left. Here's Charlie Galasso now. He's up for his first time. He replaced Dan Castaldo in center field. Here's a line drive, ground ball up the middle, rather off the leg of Frawley. Fields and throws off balance. Not in time. Might have had the first baseman off the bag. We'll give Galasso a hit. Hard hit grounder. Looks like a hit off the leg of Frawley. He recovers and Fields throws off balance. And I don't know if the throw would have been on time, but it looked like he pulled Max off the bag anyway. So Galasso reaches on the infield single. He's there with 1 out.
Batting, Mike Amatoro.
And Mike Amatoro, the batter. Amatoro 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI. First pitch low, 1-0. Galasso at first with 1 out. We're here in the top of the 6th inning. Game tied at 2. Westchester Rockland Woodbat League 2014 All-Star Game. Frawley's pitch, line down the left field line, and foul. Casanelli just replacing in left field. That ball about 2 feet foul. Again, close down the left field line. 1-1 now to Mike Amatoro. Mike, 313 hitter, 313 with 16 RBIs for the Somers Cyclones. Here's a ground ball to short. Pineros bobbles, throws to first, but not in time. So Amatoro will reach on the error. Looked like Pineros wanted to go to second a little too quickly. Trying to get the force there. Bobbles. You can see him turning towards second. And then by the time he recovered and threw to first, not in time to get Amatoro. So here's Leo Bravo now with runners at first and second and 1 out. Leo has flied out and walked in his 2 at-bats. So Ken Frawley working his first inning of relief for the National Division. Curveball in there for a call strike to Leo Bravo. Little low, 1-1 to Bravo. Just down. Pitch swung on a miss, 1-2. Ken Frawley working in relief for the National Division. They started with V.J. Collins, then Tyler Allen, Andrew Zigmond, Brandon Cohall, and now Frawley. Here's a fly ball to short right field coming in, and underneath it is Figueroa, or Falco rather. He makes the catch for the second out. And that might actually be a replacement for Falco. Gagliardi, the hitter now. Mike 0 for 3. Looking to pick up Galasso from second base, trying to break the tie. It's 2-2 here in the top of the 6th. Ken Frawley on the mound. First pitch, throws back to first. Not in time. Kevin Madison picked off Bravo earlier in the game, trying to get Amaturo. Oh and 1 to Gagliardi. Curveball, chopped foul. 0-2 now. Mike Gagliardi, third baseman. For New York's finest. Here's a line drive to left field. Foul, just foul. So Gagliardi bidding for a RBI single there, and you can see just slicing foul. Count remains 0-2. Gagliardi with 3 home runs this year and 21 RBIs. Hit .275 on the season. You've seen a couple different uniforms from the New York's finest today. Here's a pop-up foul and out of play. John, I don't know whether you know or not, was this the same New York finest team that went down south for a tournament and had all their uniforms stolen?
Yes.
Yeah, we read about that earlier in the season. They were down in Texas, I believe it was, at some tournament, and had all their equipment and uniforms stolen. It was unbelievable. 1-2 to Mike Gagliardi. First and second, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Game tied at 2. Ken Frawley's pitch, flied out to short right field, and it will drop for a base hit. 1 run will score. Throw home will not be in time. And Galasso scores the go-ahead run. Nice throw by the right fielder. I don't think that's Will Falco. I think we had a substitute. Galasso scores the 3rd run. And the American leads now 3-2.
Now batting, Vinny D'Ambrosio.
That's an RBI single for Gagliardi. Good throw by the right fielder. Jake Myers. Okay, thanks, John. Jake Myers in right field now for the National Division. cross off Will Falco. Good throw by Jake. Here's a ground ball, a line drive rather, to second base for the third out, but not before the American Division scores a run and takes the lead. So in the middle of the sixth inning, it's the American Division 3 and the National Division 2.
To recognize the 2014 WRWBL champions, the Harrison Patriots. Could all the Patriots come out to the area between the mound and home plate to get their championship jerseys? Also, the co-MVPs of the championship series are Chris Nardozzi and Pete Denisenko.
So we have the co-MVPs of the playoffs from the Harrison Patriots, who were the winners. And we'll have a new pitcher for the American Division here in the sixth. Be number 45 from the New Rochelle Tigers. And that'll be Jess Siciliano. Jess, a big, tall, right-handed pitcher for the Tigers, and I know we've seen Jess on our broadcast, I think last year in our game that he pitched against the Peekskill Tides. Jess had 47 strikeouts with a 4-2 record and a 2.05 ERA for the New Rochelle Tigers.
Now pitching for the Tigers, Jess Siciliano, and the batter, Will Smith.
Will Smith now replacing Nardozzi, who again was one of the MVPs of the playoffs. Nardozzi with the Thunderdogs. And our John give me a message here that Siciliano pitched in the Pirates system for a while. So he's a big, tall guy, strong right-handed pitcher. That pitch swung on a miss, throws hard. You can see that there to Will Smith. Will replace Chris Nardozzi at first base. That pitch swung on a miss. Good heat by Jess Siciliano. Bottom of the sixth, American Division leads the National Division 3-2. And that one fouled straight back by Smith. 1-2. It's a little high. 2-2. And swung on a miss. Hard fastball by Siciliano. Gets Smith swinging for the first out here in the bottom of the sixth. And that will bring up, looks like a pinch hitter for Joe Vingo. Number 10 from the Patriots.
And batting, Joe Lavecchio.
Joe Lavecchio. So Lavecchio batting for the first time here in the sixth. Ground ball to short. Collins fields, throws, and gets Lavecchio for the second out. Nice play by Danny Collins. Smooth feeling shortstop. Really good hitter. MVP of the league, as we mentioned and you saw earlier.
Now batting Max Hegedus.
And here's Max Hegedus. Max singled his last time up. First pitch inside, 1-0. Jess Siciliano from the New Rochelle Tigers on the mound for the American Division. They lead the National Division 3-2 here in the bottom of the sixth inning. A beautiful Sunday afternoon here at Peekskill Stadium. That ball fouled back by Max. 1-1. Peekskill Stadium, the home of the Peekskill Tides, as it has been for several years. And or at least the second year in a row, the site of the Westchester Rockland Wood Bat League All-Star Game. 2-1 now to Max. Here's a line drive to deep right field, over the head of the right fielder, and off the fence. And Max will hold with a long single.
Now batting Lou Maselli.
There you see the line drive over the head of D'Alto, and he fields it cleanly. And because it was hit so hard and the fence is not that far out, only 310 feet, Max held up with a single. So he has 2 hits on the day, and Lou Maselli will hit for the first time. Lou replaced Kenny Post. Here's a pitch back to the backstop, and Hegedus will move to second base. So Maselli with a chance to tie the game with a runner in scoring position here. Maselli played with the Dirtbags. Now at third base. Here's a chopper foul. 1-1. Lou hit .340 with 18 RBIs on the season for the Dirtbags. Jess Siciliano on the mound for the American Division. They lead it 3-2. Fastball on the outside corner. Good pitch. 1-2 now to Lou Maselli. Sidearm, foul back at first, line drive. First time we've seen Jess do that. Go a little sidewinder, drop down a little bit. Saw him warm up with that pitch. And he goes to the sidearm there. Maselli a little late, lined it foul behind first base. Count remains at 1-2 to Maselli. Hegedus at second. 2 out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. American leads the National 3-2. Here's a line drive up the middle, fielded by the second baseman, steps and throws in time to get the out and retire the side. So the National Division threatens, but they do not score. And at the end of 6 innings, the American Division leads the National Division 3-2. We have a new pitcher, Johnny Beavis, on the mound now for the National Division. Left-handed pitcher. And he replaces Ken Frawley. Johnny played with the Dirtbags, had 47 strikeouts, 3-4 record, and a 3.28 ERA for the New Rochelle Dirtbags. Left-handed pitcher. He'll pitch here in the 7th inning. His team trailing 3-2 to the American Division. And at this time, in between innings, we'd like to bring in Adam Weiss, correct?
Yep.
The manager of the Harrison Patriots, the league regular season winner and the playoff winner. Adam, thank you. Thanks for coming up for a couple minutes.
Thanks for having me.
You guys had a good year this year, 26-8 record to lead the league, and then winning the playoffs in the finals 3-1. How was your playoffs? I saw you won the championship series 3-1, but how did the rest of the playoffs go for you?
Rest of the playoffs went well. We have a mix of different arms that we have on the team, so just strategic with putting them in what game and how we use them. Kind of let our starters go long, but we knew we had the offense. We just had to make sure the pitching held up.
And the regular season, 26-8 record. I mean, it's a lot of games, 34 games you have. I'm sure a lot of guys who work and aren't able to make all the games are able to spread things out and get your pitching in order throughout the season.
Yeah, we had pretty much a regular rotation, and just like 2 years ago, it kind of fell into line where the guys were throwing. They had their time in the week, and we really didn't have to piece anything together. Kind of things just fell into place.
Now, what about here today? You're down a run, move to the 7th inning. All pitchers have done a pretty good job. Not a whole lot of hitting and some good defensive plays. What's the strategy here now? You have Beavis in there now. I know Greg Carroll, kid locally from Croton, I believe, is going to throw, and then you'll finish up with someone else.
Yeah, we had tried to have everybody get an inning besides the starter, which was a knuckleballer. Tried to split up the lefties so that they kind of broke up the righties during the game, and then see what happens here. Just been a good game. Just break 7 come.
It has been a good game. Adam, thanks for coming up. I want you to get back down to the dugout,
Yep.
Try to take that lead. Thanks for coming up. Congratulations to you and the Patriots.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Adam. Adam Weiss, the manager of the Harrison Patriots and also the manager of the National Division team here today. And here's a fly ball to deep center field. That is off the fence, and that's Collins. And he will try for third and will hold up halfway and stop and go back. So Danny Collins, now they're calling it a home run. They're going to call that a home run. So let's check it out. Danny Collins leads off the top of the 7th with a long home run. It may have hit the scoreboard. That's what may have happened. And the scoreboard sits high above the center field fence. And that looks like what happened. You can see DeVico looking up. And I believe the ground rule is if it hits the scoreboard, here's a line drive by Kessler into center field, a base hit. So Johnny Beavis giving up 2 big hits here to start the 7th. 4-2 now, the American Division leads. You can see the scoreboard there in that shot. It kind of sits above the center field fence. Part of it sits below the fence line. So I think it's a ground. It is a home run if it does hit the scoreboard, and it looks like that's what happened with Danny Collins, who homered to lead off the inning to give the American Division a 4-2 lead now. And James Beck, the batter now. He's up with Kessler at first and nobody out. So I hope we didn't jinx manager Adam Weiss by bringing him up here between innings. By the time he gets to his dugout, seems giving up another run. But it's the 7th, 3 more at-bats for the National Division. They trail 4-2. Pitch outside to James Beck. James has struck out 3 times today, so the Rookie of the Year in the National, or in the Westchester Rockland Woodbat League. Tough day at the plate today. Let's see if he can pick up Kessler here. That pitch outside. 3-0. To James Beck. Curveball swung on a miss. So swinging on 3-0. Johnny Beavis on the mound. 6th pitcher. And you heard Coach Weiss say he'll probably go with, I think, Greg Carroll in the 8th and then someone to finish up in the 9th. Demtrops, I believe that will be. Three and 2 now to James Beck. Nobody out, runner at first. 1 run in already in on the Collins home run here in the 7th. That pitch swung on and miss. So Beck down for the 4th time on strikes. They hand him his trophy with his hat on for the golden sombrero. I guess that's what that is. They hand him his Rookie of the Year trophy as he goes back to the dugout after striking out for the 4th time. That's all right. Here's the Alto now. Lefty versus lefty. First pitch in there for a call strike. Nice sweeping curveball by Beavis. He was greeted by a home run by Collins and a base hit by Kessler here in the 7th. Has struck out the Alto, or rather Beck. One. Chopper foul back at first. 1-2 now to D'Alto. D'Alto was 1 for 3 on the day. Scored 2 runs, 2 of the 4 for the American Division. We're in the top of the 5th. American leads the Nationals 4-2. 2014 Westchester Rockland Woodbat League All-Star game here at Peekskill Stadium. Louisa Street here in Peekskill, the former site of Peekskill Polo Little League. Curveball swung on a miss. Nice slow curve by Beavis to get the Alto on strikes for the 2nd out.
Now batting, Charlie Galasso.
Charlie Galasso, the hitter now. Charlie singled and scored back in the 6th. He replaced Castaldo in center field. First pitch is a ball. That pitch in the dirt gets past Madison, and Kessler will move to 2nd. He's there with 2 outs now. Galasso hit .322 with 1 home run and 21 RBIs this season for the Somer Cyclones. Johnny Beavis on the mound for the National Division. They trail 4-2 here in the top of the 7th. That pitch outside. 3-0. Mike Amatoro on deck. That pitch on the outside corner. 3-1 now. To Charlie Galasso. Pete Kessler at 2nd. Not much of a lead. I don't think Pete's going anywhere until the ball's hit. And that pitch outside, ball 4. So Galasso reaches on the walk. That puts runners at 1st and 2nd now. And we'll bring up Mike Amatoro. Mike is 2 for 3 with an RBI today. Mike from the Somer Cyclones. Johnny Beavis on the mound here in the 7th for the National Division. The 6th pitcher used by manager Adam Weiss. Pitch a little low. 1-0 to Amatoro. Here's a fly ball to deep left field, but looks like it will be foul and out of play. 1-1 now to Mike Amatoro. Here's a line drive to left center field. That will be caught. Nice play by Matt Casanelli in left field, catching that ball on the run. Would have scored probably 2 runs had it landed. Low pitch, nice job by Amatoro to go down and get it, but Casanelli on the run and makes the running catch to retire the side. But on the leadoff homer by Danny Collins, the American division extends their lead to 4-2 here in the middle of the 7th inning. Now we have coming up at the Paramount Center for the Arts here in Peekskill some shows coming up. If you're a Yankees fan and a Bernie Williams fan, his band will be playing on August 22nd at the Paramount Center for the Arts. Kenny Wayne Shepherd will be appearing on September 7th. And the Rat Pack, a Rat Pack tribute group, will be there on September 13th, and Kansas on October 18th. So I saw Kansas at the Paramount about 3 or 4 years ago, and they were great. So some shows coming up at the Paramount for you to take a look at. Check out their website, see what else is coming to the Paramount Center for the Arts in downtown Peekskill as summer moves into fall and we move into the bottom of the 7th inning. Four to 2, American leads the National Division here. We move to the bottom of the 7th. Jess Siciliano will stay in the game for the American Division, working his 2nd inning of relief. And it looks like we have a new catcher for the American Divisions. And we're going to bring in right now Coach Manager John Winslow from the Rockland Cavaliers. Coach, team doing a good job so far today.
Yep. Got some good pitching. Yeah, we've had some good pitching. I mean, you know, after you're pitching against all-stars, so anything can happen at any point here, even when you get to this point of the game. So it's good hitters up and down the lineup.
It's been a good game, really. Good pitching and some timely hitting. Your squad, your Rockland team, went to the championship series, lost 3 games to 1. How did your playoffs go for you throughout the extent of the playoffs?
It went well. I mean, we lost the first game in all 3. The first round, semifinals, we lost the first game, came back and won the next 2. And, you know, we lost the first game in the championship series, but against a team like the Patriots, you really can't give them any ground. You know, they were such a good team this year. So, you know, we were able to come back and win the next one, and then they won the next 2. But overall, I was very happy with the season because we had pretty much a new team, a lot of young kids, and they were very willing to do what was needed to do. I mean, a lot of the kids played every inning of every game, and they were just burnt out by the end of the season.
Well, we spoke to Coach Weiss about that also last inning, about, you know, you got working guys here. You know, they're not school kids. They're guys who work during the week. They got to come and play 35, 40 games throughout the season. And if you're going with basically the same group all the time, not an easy thing to do. And probably by the end of July, early August, they are kind of tired.
Right, and you have to take into account that a lot of them are coming off college seasons too. So by the end of this summer season, they're working on close to 100 games, depending on how their playoffs went in college and whatnot. So, you know, for them to stick it out and show up every day and put the innings and the work in that they did, you know, I was just proud of their effort, you know. But it's a lot of games for a kid, and it's easy to get burnt out. So they're looking forward to a rest before their fall season starts.
I'm sure. One last game here today. You got a big home run by Danny Collins last inning to give you a 2-run lead.
With a one-handed swing there.
With a one-handed, yeah, good hitter, nice fielder too, MVP of the league.
Yeah.
Now, what do you have set up for the? You have Jess back here in the 7th. What you got set up for the last couple innings?
Yeah, well, we figured go with Jess for one more. I think he's calling it quits after this is his last game, so we're going to give him one more inning.
Jake Myers.
And then I got 2 kids, Martin and let's see.
We had your list up here somewhere.
Yeah, no, I got one in my pocket.
Okay, there we go.
Martin and Baum going the last 2 innings. Jess this could be an important inning, you know, because if they tie and we go to extra innings, I'm going to ask these guys to go a little bit longer to finish out the game. So.
There's a ground ball to Gagliardi. Nice play to throw out Myers for the 2nd out. Well, Coach, listen, great season for you guys. Thanks for coming up. Good luck at the rest of today. See if you can hold on to that 4-2 lead.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Wes Hobby.
All right, thanks to Coach Winslow. We move to the bottom of the 7th here. 2 quick outs for Jess Siciliano. Here in the bottom of the 7th. Strikeout and a ground out. Wes Poppy the batter now. And he hits one to center field. Galasso back and can't handle it on the track and against the fence. And Poppy will be in with a 2-out double. So Galasso looked like he had that lined up. As he drifts back, you can see him drifting back, and he gets close to the fence and then not able to come up with it. So it's one hop off the fence. And now the national team has the tying run at the plate for number 10. Casanelli? Nick Uvino. Okay, number 2 rather, not number 10. I'm sorry, Nick Uvino. Hitting now for DeVico. Two outs, runner at second, bottom of the 7th. 4-2 Americans lead the National. Uvino swings and misses. Siciliano still throwing hard. Nick replacing Kyle DeVico in center field earlier. Up for his first time. And did he check it? He did not. Catcher will tag for the 3rd out. So, down on strikes to end the inning. There you see him. He definitely swung at that. Good job by the catcher blocking. And then he comes over to make the tag, and gives it up right there. So that'll be it for the 7th inning. And after a 2-out double, the National Division not able to score. So at the end of 7 innings, it's the American Division 4 and the National Division 2. Now, besides the Paramount Center for the Arts downtown, we also have Restaurant Row every Saturday evening and Sunday afternoon. Down in downtown Peekskill, the road is closed off, and the restaurants will line up their tables outside and in the street for dining and music. It's been very popular this summer. I believe there's probably another weekend or 2 left to do that. I was downtown this past Saturday night, and there were people out all over in all the restaurants, a lot of music playing, a lot of good time down in downtown Peekskill. Some new restaurants added on over there, so it's a great thing to do on a Saturday night or a Sunday afternoon and visit Downtown Row in Peekskill. All right, this looks like it's going to be Greg Carroll now coming on to pitch for the National Division. And we're going to bring in right now, in between innings, Danny Collins. Danny, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Danny Collins of the New York Bears. Home run last inning, MVP of the league. And Dan, you had some great stats this year, 54 hits. I'm looking at the sheet here. Stolen bases, 39, 31 RBIs. You triple crowns, second in league history. Great year for you and for the Bears.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, our team wasn't able to repeat as champions, but it was a good season overall.
Now, what do you do now? You play college ball, or where are you at during the spring?
Yes, I was a senior this past season at the Merchant Marine Academy in Long Island. So I just graduated in June, so I'm all done with school now. And I have a 5-year maritime service commitment, as well as an 8-year Navy Reserve commitment. So as far as work, I'm going to be applying soon to jobs down the Gulf of Mexico.
Wow.
On oil rigs and stuff like that. So as far as baseball, I'm not sure where I'm going to be next year, but I hope to be around. If I'm around, I'll definitely, going to keep playing.
Well, I'm sure the Bears would like to have you back. A great season for you. What about your high school career? Where did you play high school ball?
I went to Briarcliff High School.
You're a Briarcliff guy. Okay,
Yep.
So played back a little bit after the Blevins group and that whole group, though,
yeah,
right?
A couple years after. I graduated. Okay. I got out in 2010.
Okay, great. Yeah, excellent. So you went from the Briarcliff Bears to the New York Bears.
Exactly, yeah. I'm one of the original members. The team started in 2009, and it's primarily guys from Briarcliff. And
so you took the Bears name. Very good.
Yeah, we did, but we decided to call ourselves the New York, so, now I think we only have 2 or 3 guys from Briarcliff actually left on the team.
Well, Danny, listen, congratulations on a great season, a big home run here today.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck the rest of the way, and good luck with your future, New York Maritime graduate. Appreciate it, Danny.
Thank you.
Okay, good luck to you. Ready. Thanks a lot, Dan. Okay, Danny Collins, league MVP. Big home run here today to give the American Division a 4-2 lead. Triple Crown winner and a Briarcliff ball player. All right, we move now to the bottom of the 7th, and here's a pop-up on the infield. And, okay, we had 3 players surrounding that one looking to make a play, and finally made by second baseman Figueroa.
Now batting, Mike Gagliardi.
So that was Leo Bravo who popped up to Figueroa there. And Mike Gagliardi, the hitter, now here in the top of the 8th, rather. And on the mound, as we mentioned just before, Danny came up, is Greg Carroll. And Greg, I believe a product of Croton High School and Croton Little League, right? We saw Greg years ago come to our Little League and play us in All-Star and Summer League games. Line drive, base hit, or fielded by Paneros, and his throw in time to get Gagliardi. A little early on that call. Good play by Paneros to throw out Gagliardi for the second out. Taking the outside pitch up the middle, and Paneros fielding to his left and throwing for the out. Vinny D'Ambrosio now the batter for the American Division. 4-2, they lead it here. Vinny 0 for 3 in a walk so far today. Greg, a right-handed pitcher, was a member of some really good Croton squads back in the early 2000s, mid-2000s. Croton Little League, Croton High School, and also some summer teams that he played on. Here's a ground ball to short. Paneros dives, but under his glove, that's a base hit for D'Ambrosio. So he's at first with 2 out. Curveball, and he just took it to the left side. Paneros dives, but can't make the play. So D'Ambrosio there with 2 out. And here's Danny. Danny runs from the booth right down to the on-deck circle. That's when he was in a hurry to get out of here. But as he mentioned, he is a graduate of the Merchant Marine Academy Briarcliff product. He's up here with 2 out and a runner on first. Danny homered his last time to give the American Division a 4-2 lead. That's where we stand now. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Greg Carroll on the mound for the National Division. And here's a line drive to left field. That'll be down for a base hit. And D'Ambrosio will hold at second. So Collins with his 3rd hit of the game.
Now batting, Pete Kessler.
And here's Pete Kessler, who has 3 hits already. And trying to tack on some runs here for the American Division. They lead at 4-2. D'Ambrosio at second, Collins at first. Greg Carroll on the mound for the National Division. Trying to keep the score where it is. First pitch outside. I think when Greg was playing Little League and Summer Ball, he was coached by his dad, Steve, who helped run the program down there in Croton. Here's a line drive to right center field, but right at Jake, and he makes the play. Jake Myers to retire Pete Kessler for the 3rd out. So the American Division threatens, do not score. They leave 2. And in the middle of the 8th inning, they still lead the National Division 4-2. Okay, we're going to bring in right now from the New Rochelle Tigers, pitcher Damian Myers. Damian, welcome.
How are you?
Good to see you. Now, we were mentioning earlier, we had a game we broadcast earlier, the Tigers versus the Peekskill Tides here, where you faced Brandon Cohall, and a game that you won 5-0. You pitched a really good game. Brandon struck out, I think, 10 or 11, but you had the really good game against the Tides that day. You remember the pitching in that game?
I do.
Okay.
I thought he struck out more.
It might have been 11.
That's all we talked about in the dugout was how threw the ball very well, though. Either one of us deserved to win.
And you played for Concordia,
Yes, sir.
Division II. And where was your high school? Where'd you play high school ball?
Fordham Prep.
Oh, you were at Fordham Prep. Okay, at Concordia. Drafted by the Tigers.
Yes, sir.
And where are you at now? You're playing here with the Tigers during the summer. Any other leagues you're playing in during the season?
No, other than softball, that's about it.
So you're a softball, baseball player.
Yes.
That's supposed to be taboo back in the day. And
No,
you're
Just
not,
the outfield, though.
but you're not pitching here today.
No.
Okay, are you?
Elbow's a little tender.
Okay, that's what I thought. But you had a great year. ERA 1.5, WHIP 1.07, and you won an award here today, I believe, right?
Yep.
Well, listen, Damien, thank you for coming up and visiting with us. We really we enjoyed your game that you pitched against the Tides last time. Good luck to you. Be back with the New Rochelle Tigers next year?
Up in the air.
Up in the air.
I don't think so, but I say that every year.
Okay, that's when they call in the spring, then you'll make the decision.
Yep. I try to convince myself every year to give it up, but keeps drawing me back.
Well, Damien, thanks for coming up and giving us a couple minutes.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your season, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Damien. Damian Myers from the New Rochelle Tigers. Again, we saw him earlier this year pitch a great game against the Tides, shutting the Tides out 5-0. We move to the bottom of the 8th inning now. And on the mound for the American Division, we have a new pitcher from the Tigers. Here's a ground ball to short. Collins not able to field it. Kicks it, but we'll give a base hit on that play.
Now batting, Steve Figueroa.
Steve Figueroa, the batter now. He replaced Pat Farina. Left-handed batter, slices one foul and out of play. He's up for his first time. Number 10 for the Tigers. Is Vinnie Martin. You know, Coach had said earlier that Martin was going to pitch here in the 8th, so he's in. Vinnie Martin, his first inning of relief. Here's a ground ball into right field, base hit for Figueroa. Paneros will stop at second. So the National Division has something going here.
Now batting, Dan Demontraus.
Demontraus the batter now. Up for his first time. He replaced Will Smith in the lineup. Left-handed batter, first and second. Nobody out here in the 8th. So the National Division trails by 2. Martin on the mound now for the American Division. Working from the stretch, first and second, nobody out. Curveball swung on a miss. Good pitch by Martin. Vinnie Martin of the Tigers, 48 strikeouts, 3-3 record, and a 2.85 ERA for the Tigers this year. Trying to work out of a little bit of a jam. 2 runners on and nobody out. Leads by 2. That pitch outside. 1-2 now to Demontraus. And he fakes the second. Demontraus might be in to pitch the 9th inning for the National Division. That pitch gets away from the catcher, and runners move up now to second and third. So the potential tying run at second now with nobody out. And actually, it's a walk, ball 4 to Demontraus.
Now batting, Matt Casanelli.
So Vinnie Martin loads the bases here with nobody out. And Casanelli, the batter now. That pitch in there for a for a strike. Curveball in there for a strike. Another curveball in there for a strike. Casanelli playing left field now, so I'll make a good play in the last inning. That pitch high. 1-2. Bases loaded, nobody out here in the 8th. Here's a line drive to center field. That will be caught by Galasso for the out. Throws back to second. Does not get Figueroa doubled up, but does. But the outfield does score a run. That makes the score 4-3 now on the sac fly by Casanelli. And there's one out with runners at first and second now for Max Hegedus. Max has 2 for 2 so far today. 4-3 now. One out here in the bottom of the 8th inning for the National Division. They trail now 4-3. Vinny Martin on the mound for the American Division. His first inning. Pitch fouled off. Oh and 1 now. To Max Hegedus. Max also playing first base. Left-handed hitter. Tying run at second with one out. Pitch a little high. 1-1. Curveball outside. John, that's Amaturo catching now. Is he in to catch? Okay, we got Mike Amaturo in to catch now. Taking Bravo's spot behind the plate. There's a foul ball straight back. Have to thank John Pollock, manager of the Cyclones, keeping us straight with some of the players in and out of the game today. Hegedus up now with runners at first and second with one out, 4-3. American Division leads the National Division. Figueroa at second. And turns and wheels, no throw. Dema drops at first. Runners go. Pitch taken. And Figueroa has stolen third. So Dema drops did not follow to second, but now it's first and third. Figueroa at third with one out. And a chance for Hegedus to pick up this tying run. Dema drops at first. See what manager Weiss has in mind in the first and third here. He does not go. Curveball grounded to second. Throw to second for one. Collins throw to first. Is not in time. Gets away. And that will tie the game. So on the ground ball by Hegedus. Really not hit hard enough to get the double play. Goodwill there. Collins throw to first is low. I think he had a beat anyway. So the tying run scores on the force play. Hegedus at first now with two out. 4-4 for Maselli now. He's got a runner at first. Ooh, and that pitch hits him. And the traditional "we got ice" comes from one of the dugouts. And that'll put runners at first and second. See, that got him on the hand, too. Ooh, that's not good. On his left hand, Maselli playing third base today. We'll see if he'll go out there for the ninth.
Now batting, Joe Lavecchio.
Joe Lavecchio now the batter. With runners at first and second. There's a ground ball to third, fielded by Gagliaro to bobbles, and will have no play. So Lavecchio reaches on the error. Not hit hard. Gagliaro looked like he was just going to field and throw to first. Gets up in his chest a little bit, and everybody's safe. So here's Jake Myerson now. With 2 outs and the bases loaded. Vinnie Martin on the mound trying to work out of this one. 2 runs are in already to tie the score. And he starts Myerson off with a strike. Myerson up for his first time. Curveball in there for a call, strike 2. So 0-2 now to Myerson in the tie game. There you see the big curve on the corner. Nice pitch by Vinnie Martin working that inside corner with the curve. Damien, you better stay ready. Extra innings, they might need you. Vinny. 1-2. Damian Myers, as he mentioned, a little soft in the elbow, a little tender, won't pitch today. But we are tied here in the 8th. Bases loaded and 2 outs. And there's a foul ball fly down the right field line out of play. One and two now to Myers. Curveball grounded toward third. Gagliardo fields, throws, and he's got Myers to retire the side. So they threaten, score 2, threaten to score more, but do not, but tie the game. And at the end of 8, it's the American Division 4 and the National Division 4. We will move to the 9th inning. And we'll take a look and see what Coach Weiss has. Dimitrops looks like he will go to the mound, as he hit earlier. Number 22. Dan Dimitrops from the Outlaws, 25 strikeouts, 3-2 record with a 1.74 ERA. So he'll work the 9th in this tie game of the 2014 Westchester Rockland Wood Bat League. Looks like Maselli will stay in at third. Was hit by that pitch. Looks like he'll stay there. Max looks like he's still at first, trying to keep track of all the players. We have a new catcher, looks like, from the Patriots. That's Lavecchio, so he's catcher now for Madison. And Dimitrops, a left-hander, on the mound for the National Division. So he'll try to keep it here and give his team a chance to win the game in the bottom of the 9th. We're tied. At 4. Dimitrops pitching with the New City Outlaws. Figueroa still at second. Casanelli, Ivino, and Myers in the outfield. So I think we got it all straight defensively. Now offensively, that's another story. Looks like Beck will lead off here in the 9th for the American Division. And also, we mentioned some things going on here in the city of Peekskill over the next month or so. On September 14th, the Road Knights Car Show will be taking place down at the Riverfront Green. September 14th, Sunday afternoon, the Road Knights with all the fancy old cars, hot rods. Road Knights, longtime sponsor in our Peekskill Upholders. We thank them for that. And it's a great afternoon on the 14th of September.
Now pitching to the Outlaws, Dan Dimitrops.
To go down and see some sharp-looking vehicles. And here's James Beck up for the 5th time and he has been down on strikes the previous 4. So, tough day for James. But he's got an opportunity here to give his team a chance. He leads off the 9th. We're tied at 4. Demetrop's on the mound for the National Division. Pitch foul straight back. 0-1. Demetrop's pitching to Joe Lavecchio, the catcher. D'Alto on deck for the American team. That pitch outside. 1-1 now to James Beck. Here's a line drive. Base hit for Beck, so he breaks out after a rough game. Got a leadoff single here in the 9th. So Beck drops one in the left field off of Demetrop, so he's the potential go-ahead run.
Now batting, James D'Alto.
D'Alto the batter now. D'Alto 1 for 4 so far. 2 runs scored. Here you see the base hit by Beck breaking out here. And here's D'Alto, lefty versus Demetrop. You see, maybe he's bunting. He is not. Here's a line drive to right center field. Way back and caught by Myers. Nice play by Jake Myers to retire D'Alto. Nice play on the run, Myers. Going into deep right center field.
Now batting.
Back to the track, and right at the edge of the track makes the catch. That would have been an easy double and a runner probably at second and third. But a nice catch by Myers for the first out. So here's Galasso now. First pitch is a ball. He's 1 for 1 rather. Singled and walked, and his 2 at-bats scored a run. Pitch is low, 1-1. To Chris Galasso. Beck at first with 1 out. Couple geese flying overhead. Hold your heads. There's a line drive foul and out of play down the right field side. 2-1. And he checks his swing. No swing. 3-1 to Chris Galasso. Runner at first, 1 out here in the top of the 9th. We're tied at 4. Here's a line drive in a right field base hit. Beck will stop at second. Myers fields and throws in, so a base hit for Galasso puts runners at first and second with 1 out.
Now batting, Mike.
Diving try by Figueroa, comes up empty. Here's Mike Amatoro now from the Cyclones with a chance to drive in the go-ahead run here in the 9th. Mike 2 for 4 with an RBI. First pitch in there for a call strike. Dan Demetrop's on the mound for the National Division. We're tied at 4. Foul back and out of play. 0-2 now. Leo Bravo on deck. Pitch outside, wastes 1 high and away. 1-2. Two now. Outfield pretty much straight away. Infield straight away. Runners holding Beck on, or shortstop holding Beck on. Not too big of a lead. There's a fly ball down a right field line that will go out of play. Foul. Count remains at 2-2 to Mike Amaturo, rather. Sorry. Three-two now. One out. And that one fouled off, so Amaturo wasting another one away. Making Demchops work. 3-2 has got to come in. Good situation for Amaturo. Bases loaded, one out here in the top of the ninth. 4-4. 2014 Westchester Rockland Woodbat League All-Star Game. Here's a line drive to left. It's caught for the second out.
Now batting
By Castanelli. Two out now. Here's Bravo with runners at first and second. We were saying they were loaded. I was looking for the tag at third, but obviously nobody at third. So two outs. Runners at first and second for Leo. Leo's 0 for 3 and a walk. And that one's fouled off. So Demetrop's trying to work out of this little bit of jam he's in. First and second, two out now. Pitch outside, 1-1 to Leo Bravo. Gagliardi on deck. That pitch in there called strike two. 1-2 now to Bravo. Tied at 4. Dan Demetrops on the mound for the National Division. That pitch into dirt. 2-2. Nice play by Lavecchio. Beck at second. Glasso at first. That pitch outside. So 3-2. Runners will be moving on the pitch. Automatic start. 3-2. Two out. And outside ball 4. So Demetrops walks Bravo. Bravo with his second walk of the game. That loads the bases now for Mike Gagliardi.
Now batting Mike Gagliardi.
Mike 1 for 4 so far with an RBI. Back in the 6th with a chance to give his team the lead here in the 9th. We're tied at 4. Dan Demetrops on the mound. Dan pitches for the Outlaws. Mike plays for the Finest. First pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. So he gets ahead in the count. 0-1. Here's a fly ball down the left field line. May drops. Going to be trouble. Fair ball right inside the line. 1 run scores. 2 runs will score. Bravo goes to third. Gagliardi holds it first. So a bloop 2-run single from Mike Gagliardi gives the American Division a 6-4 lead. Good pitch by Demetrops. Got it in on his hands and just out of the reach of Maselli at third. And the guys bump into each other. 2 runs were going to score anyway. Bravo moves to third. Here's Vinny D'Ambrosio. Going to try to pick that run up. 6-4 now. First pitch high. Tough break for Demetrops. He made a good pitch on Mike. Got it on his hands. And he was able to muscle it out down the left field line to score 2 runs. That pitch away, back to the plate. Bravo trying to score, and he will. So third run scores now on the wild pitch. Leo Bravo comes in way out of the reach of Lavecchio. Bravo hesitated, then he came, and the throw home. Not close. Bravo scores to make it 7-4 now. And the backstop here at Peekskill Stadium is it's not short. It's like a regular MLB backstop. It's a pretty good distance from home plate, so a good chance for runners to score. Gagliardi moves up to second on the wild pitch. 7-4 now. That pitch inside, so D'Ambrosio walks. That puts runners at first and second rather. And here's Danny Collins, who is 3 for 4, 3 for 5 so far today. Had the home run earlier. Runners at first and second for him here in the ninth. His team leads 7-4, 2 out. Dimitroff's on the mound. Grounder in the hole. Will go through for a hit. Gagliardi will hold at third. And the throw comes in as cut off. So Collins has his 4th hit of the game. Bases loaded. Dimitroff's working in hard luck here. That'll bring up Pete Kessler. Pete, the 9th batter of the inning. Pete has 3 hits already today. His team now leads 7-4. There you get a good look at Danny. Bases loaded. And first pitch to Pete is outside. James, you going back into the game defensively?
I'm on deck.
You're on deck. All right, we got James Beck up here. He's on deck. James led off the inning with the hit. And Pete grounds one to third, fielded by Maselli, and he steps on third to end the inning. But not before the American Division scores 3 to take a 3-run lead. You got a quick second, James? Come on in real quick before you got to run out. I probably got to play ball. James Beck, the 2014 Rookie of the Year for the Westchester Rockland Woodbat League. Good? Oh, okay. Take that mic if you would, James. Rough start for you here today. You guys were giggling up here. You went 0 for 4 with the strikeouts, but you came up here in the ninth, got the leadoff hit to start the 3-run rally.
Yeah, whatever takes the attention off the first 4. It's pretty rough. Just couldn't find a groove today. Didn't feel comfortable in the box, but luckily was able to start that inning off, and we got the lead. Hey,
they always say it only takes 1 at-bat. You got the big at-bat so far. You got 3-run lead now. Good year for you, 32 hits, .410 batting average, 3 home runs, 18 RBIs. Ricky, you're obviously your first year here in the Westchester Rockland Woodbat League.
That's correct. I got hired by the police department January and played the majority of the season while I was still in the academy. So I was able to make most of the games, and I'm working in Queens now, Jamaica. So it's an honor to play with these guys, with this team. It's a different style of baseball, and the expectations are different. With the career path that we've chosen. So it's great to get out there and play with these guys. It's a great group of guys. They've been real helpful with me so far.
Well, congratulations on the hiring with the NYPD. Good for that. And good luck in the rest of this game. Hopefully you can close it out, and don't let anybody kid you. Now you got the big hit to start the rally.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, James. Good luck. James Beck, one of New York's finest, obviously. And after a rough start to this game, led off the 9th inning with a single that ended up being a 3-run inning for the American Division. They'll move now to the bottom of the 9th. And David Baum will now pitch for the American Division, trying to close it out. All right, we just got a note here. David Baum struck out former Met Victor Diaz from the Tigers. Okay, so David was pitching in that organization. Tiger organization, correct? He's on the New Rochelle. Oh, he's on the New Rochelle Tigers. Okay, gotcha. And David's with you with the Cyclones. Gotcha. Okay, very good. So Dave's going to try to close it out here for the American Division. And Will Pope leads it off here for the Nationals. They trail by 3. A little sidewinder by Baum. Two and 1 now to Pope. Another sidewind curveball on the outside corner for a strike. Popped up foul, back of first, out of play. John, does he pitch like that? Is his normal pitch sidewinder for the most part?
He turned sidearm 2 years ago.
He did. Okay, throw's got a lot of nice movement there. Sweeping slider. Working from the stretch. Here's that slider again. Fouled back. Count remains at 2-2 to Pope. David had 24 strikeouts and a .96 ERA. Another one fouled back. Was he your closer, kind of?
Yes.
That looks like it. Okay, working from the stretch. That submarine action with a .96 ERA. So he's here to close it out for the American Division. Was the Cyclones' regular closer, as manager John Pollock just mentioned to us. Pope up with nobody on, nobody out here in the ninth. And that one fouled straight back. So Pope staying on that slider. Is everything pretty much that slider? Does he come back the other way with a little screwball action?
He's got a 2-seam fastball and slider.
Okay, there it is. You see it. Good movement. And that one fouled off again. So Pope making Dave work here. Nationals need base runners. They trail by 3. 7-4. Big 3-run ninth inning for the American Division. And it looks like James is out of the game at this point. But he did lead off that inning. Big hit. Here's a ground ball right back to Baum. Fields and throws for the first out. You see the comebacker. Nice play by Baum to get the first out. And that's going to bring up Joe Lavecchio. One out here in the ninth. 7-4 American Division leads the National Division. Here's a ground ball to third. Gagliardi fields. Throws in time. Safe. Oh, off the bag. Okay.
Now batting Brett New York.
Take a look at that again. Gagliardi slow grounded. Not an easy play. Fields. And did Pete come off the bag? Guess he did. Eddie Mills calling Lavecchio safe. So he's on with one out now. Throw over. They got him picked. Collins going to run him down, and Lavecchio's going to take the out. So they had him picked, and Lavecchio picked off. Kind of a dangerous situation, down by 3. But an easy pick for Baum. So there's 2 outs now for Pineros. He is the last chance here for the National Division. He fouls that one straight back. 0-1. That was actually Evino, correct? That was Evino that was on base there? I'm sorry. But that was Lavecchio. That was Nick Evino, who reached on that infield hit and then was picked off. That pitch swung on. And that's going to do it. Strike 3 for Pineros. Baum comes in to save it for the American Division. So our final score in the 2014 Westchester Rockland Woodbat League game is the American Division 7, the National Division 4. So a really nice game played out here. You saw some real fine players, some great talent, some younger guys, some guys a little bit older, but a great job done by everyone here. I want to thank the Almontes for helping us out up here. Coach Coach John Pollock from the Somer Cyclones helping us out with all the changes and substitutions. And again, for Mike Miner and Billy Miner here for MJM Productions. So the final score, once again, is the American Division. You get a good look at all the players shaking hands. Their season ends with a great all-star game here at Peekskill Stadium. The American Division wins the game 7-4. So we'll look forward to some more Westchester Rockland Woodbat League games next year with the Peekskill Tides. And until next time, this is Joe DeChristopher. Thank you and good night.